An Ethereum upgrade, which will see Ethereum improve its rate by up to 100 times, is weeks away, according to the founder, Vitalik Buterin. But why is this not affecting the Ethereum price? Why are we not seeing it flying up at such a rapid rate? And when can we expect that to happen? Stick around for the rest of this video to find out some chart analysis as well as the latest Ethereum news to see exactly when I anticipate these things happening. Guys, welcome to the House of Crypto. On this channel, I deal predominantly with Ethereum, Bitcoin, and altcoins. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button to be kept up to date with all of the latest things happening in the crypto markets. Without further ado, then let's jump on over to the first piece of news. And now, one thing to consider is the Ethereum network is very congested at the moment. So what does that mean? It means that many different people are trying to buy and sell Ethereum, but obviously, when there's only a limited amount of speed or a limited amount of transactions that go through at any given time, that means that it tends to go to the highest bidder or the person who's prepared to pay the highest for that. So what does that mean for us? It means that if we want to trade, a couple of $100s, then maybe we're expected to pay a couple of $100s as gas fees, which is obviously fine if you're one of the whales and you're trading your millions of dollars or whatever. But the normal everyday trader is finding this very difficult, and this is obviously going to impact slightly the Ethereum price, because the more people that can be involved and the more people can trade it, therefore the more in demand it becomes and the better it is for the overall health of the network. Now, jumping into this story over on Cointelegraph, solution to scale Ethereum 100x is imminent and will get us through until ETH 2.0 from Vitalik. Now, this was expected to come in EIP 1559, which was earlier announced that it would be coming in July, but this part of it, which is going to be sort of part of the improvement program, says here will be coming in the coming weeks, okay, which is super exciting. And this is obviously directly from the co-founder himself. Vitalik Buterin believes the network is on the verge of scaling by a factor of 100, predicting the Optimism will release its Layer 2 solution in the coming weeks. This is nothing but great news for Ethereum, okay? Obviously, the faster it can work, the cheaper it's going to be for us to trade it, the cheaper it's going to be for other people to get in the game and start trading it as well. Okay, so it's a huge piece of news. Now, jumping over to the Ethereum chart on the 4-hour. So, what we sort of expected over the last, or what many people have been telling you over the last kind of couple of weeks, is once we hit the bottom that we're going to be straight back up to all-time highs and up to $3,000. But it doesn't necessarily work exactly like that. So one thing to consider, it's all these levels, all these blue lines are sort of significant lines of support or resistance. Okay, so in the past, we've come up and we've made them into lines of support, and then they become lines of resistance. So when we fell below this blue line, we then had to come back and break through it. And what we've seen yesterday was obviously a very big day where we had a big push up to the upside. However, we took a bit of a tumble here, and we stuck around this point. We did break a little bit through. However, we did come back down. However, it's looking quite healthy in that we've come back down and we've retested this line here. So what we want to consider is this head and shoulders. So this shoulder, this head, and this shoulder pattern, which we confirmed after we broke through this blue line as being a standard or being a confirmatory bullish pattern. And then we take from here and we move it all the way from this blue line. This pretty much takes us to the dollar, back to the all-time high. And as you can see, we're still on trend to do so. So obviously the good news is coming in, but it steadily has to happen, right? It doesn't necessarily fly up, and actually it's very unhealthy when we do see these big, huge bursts to the upside, because we do tend to have a little bit to the downside. But if we look back historically, apart from this area here, which was pretty crazy, we went from around $700 to $1,300 in the space of a few days. With these kind of little tests back are always what we kind of need to see in order for it to be much less volatile. Okay, so at the moment we've seen it come up and test. What we'd like to see is if it can break through this blue line, because we are obviously running out of time in terms of this little triangle pattern that's been created here. If we were to break through to this white line here, then we might even see a retest down towards this line here of around 1650 before testing over. However, as long as we stay above this level at 1650, then I would imagine we're going to remain very bullish. Many people are asking, are we going to get back down to around 1400 so that people can buy again? In my personal opinion, no, we're not. As long as we can remain above this this white line here, and then the 1650 line down here. The healthiest move, in terms of as a bull, I would like to see would be for it to break above this 1865 line, and that would obviously come in the next sort of 4 to 8 hours, depending on what's happening. And then we potentially would come up and see another retest of this line before moving to the upside to test all-time highs. Now, very rarely when we come up to test all-time highs will we shoot all the way through. What's most likely going to happen is we'll see what we did yesterday, where we saw sort of a bit of consolidation here, to play out before, we see it break all the way to the upside. We might see it come all the way up and spike and then come down and run sideways for a bit. However, I can't see it bursting all the way through right now. Guys, just a main piece of news today was that Ethereum network is about to improve its speed by 100x, and that's what I wanted to draw your attention to. Predominantly, not the charts aren't hugely exciting today, so I don't want to tell you that all these crazy things are going to happen, but they will eventually. Just got to be patient. Give it a few days. I think we're going to be back to all-time highs, and down the line, by the end of March, I think that $3,000 is a pretty reasonable target. Okay, so I'm personally looking for a $3,000 Ethereum at the end of March. Let me know what you're thinking down below. Do you believe we're going to hit $3,000 or higher? Obviously, go away and do your own research, guys. I'm not a financial advisor. I do this to show you what research I've found, but also hopefully for some entertainment value. You've worked hard for your money, so look after it. Don't just do what other people tell you to do with it, okay? Another thing, just jumping over then to the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. So as we see, we've been following this falling wedge pattern, and we had this breakout. And actually, this, literally, as we look at it, is looking quite exciting from an Ethereum point of view. So this is on the daily chart. And for, a good month or so now, we've been tracking this fall. And as we know, when we have a breakout, guys, we tend to come back and retest this line. Now, as I speak, it's actually a little bit below this line. But what would be really great to see is if this came up a bit and we closed somewhere around here and then broke to the upside, because that, in terms of targets, tends to mean that we tend to fall wherever we sort of start this pattern from. So let's say from here all the way down here, and then that would take us as our sort of breakout, which would take us back to this level up here, which was around 4% of a Bitcoin. Now, obviously, Bitcoin has been performing particularly well today, did particularly well yesterday, been fairly sort of steady today. Ethereum's taken a bit of a drop today. If Ethereum can make a recovery against Bitcoin, and we see this push back up to the upside, then this is going to be a really exciting time to be an Ethereum holder. I believe towards the end of this bull cycle, Ethereum is going to see much greater gains in terms of percentage gains against Bitcoin. It's not going to necessarily match Bitcoin for price, because fundamentally that's much more difficult to do because there's so many more Ether in the system compared to Bitcoin. But I think if we can see Ethereum really grow against Bitcoin while Bitcoin continues to grow as well, then it's going to be a really exciting time to be an Ethereum holder. And I believe the gains from Ethereum are much bigger than the potential gains that you're going to get out of Bitcoin in this current bull cycle. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button to be kept up to date with all of the latest happening in Ethereum, Bitcoin, and altcoins. I'm also going to look at doing a giveaway later on this week, so make sure you hit a like and subscribe to be in with a chance of winning a giveaway later on this week. Thanks very much for your time, and I will see you tomorrow with another update. Bye-bye.